Let food be thy medicine. Thy medicine shall be thy food. Hippocrates. Thank you for joining us for our 13th episode of Sex, Drugs, and Spirituality as we discuss aphrodisiacs and trauma-informed yoga for sexual healing. But before we dive into our main topic, allow us a moment to introduce ourselves. I'm Jackie Lyons of Akashic Energy Healing.
And I'm Elizabeth Maria of Elizabeth Maria Unlimited. And together, we're the hosts of Sex, Drugs, and Spirituality, where we navigate the power of personal growth and self-discovery through exploration and acceptance of our shadow selves. In the journey towards holistic well-being, sexual health emerges as a pivotal aspect of our overall health. It's a domain that intertwines physical, emotional, and mental facets of our existence, necessitating a nuanced approach to healing. The healing power of aphrodisiacs. Aphrodisiacs, named after Aphrodite, the Greek goddess of love, encompass a wide range of substances believed to increase sexual desire and enhance sexual performance. These can be foods, herbs, spices, or even synthesized drugs, each possessing unique properties aimed at igniting the flames of desire. By incorporating natural aphrodisiacs into your diet or lifestyle, this can be a subtle yet effective way to boost not only your libido and foster intimacy, but also for sexual healing, for personal sexual healing. Foods like dark chocolate, oysters, and honey, along with herbs such as ginseng and maca, are renowned for their libido-enhancing properties. By understanding the nutritional and chemical basis of these aphrodisiacs, people can make informed choices that align with their health and their wellness goals. So, as a holistic health advocate, I work with clients, groups, organizations, and communities to create a holistic environment for empowerment and positive, sustainable growth. When working with individual clients, one of our focuses is on their dietary concerns and identifying different herbs and whole foods to help heal their bodies and naturally align their chakras or energy points. Aphrodisiacs are foods that can, yes, they can enhance the libido, but, especially for our episode, more importantly, aphrodisiacs help heal energy or chakra points in your body. So remember that before we can be in relation with another, we have to learn to love and be in relation with ourselves. Incorporating the following 5 foods in your diet can help you with your inner sexual healing journey by aiding to the healing of your energy points. So when you're ready, you can also try cooking and or eating these foods with your significant other, which can help enhance your connection, mind, body, and spirit to your partner. So I'm going to just go into the 5, kind of top foods that really are excellent for sexual healing. So the first food that I want to talk about is the strawberry. I just love strawberries, guys. And it's really cool because This fruit has been coming up for me a lot. Like when I say coming up for me, I believe that signs and synchronicities, like especially if like a certain thing keeps on coming up, then you can kind of look at that as, great spirit, God, your guides, whatever, just kind of, nudging you gently in the right direction. And strawberries has been, coming up for me in this way for, I guess, probably a couple months now. And it makes sense because this food helps heal the root chakra. This is the first chakra and is located at the base of the spine. It's usually represented in color red. It helps to keep the energy of the body connected with earthly energies, and it aids movement, survival, and self-esteem. So the heart-shaped strawberry was once known as a symbol of Venus, and that makes sense, the Roman goddess of love. For a time, the ancient Greeks were forbidden for eating strawberries and all other red foods, which led many to believe that the mysterious berries held great powers. The antioxidants and the the phytochemicals in strawberries, it helps to reduce joint inflammation. And if you come across a double strawberry, be sure to break it in half with someone special, because there are legends out there that promise that this will bring true love. I mean, how beautiful is that? I love it. So the next food is also for the root chakra, and those are beets. And so the beets are, I really love like, like I mean, I got a bad taste for beets when I was younger because I literally just thought they came out of a can. But when I started learning about, whole food health, I learned, about our lovely root vegetable, the beet, and really, you can take the whole beet and really prepare it like you would a potato. You're just gonna scrub it really well, and then you can actually, if you're using the red beets, I actually like the golden beets better, but you can mix them or whatever. You just kind of, chop them up the size that you want, and you can roast them with other root vegetables. The ancient Romans believed that beets and their juice promoted feelings of love. And different fresco paintings of beets were found decorated of the walls of brothels in Pompeii, which I think is so cool. That makes me want to put beets like all over my bathroom. And then Greek mythology, I know. I'm like seeing it now, some kind of beet motif. Um, in Greek mythology, Aphrodite ate beets to enhance her appeal. And beets are a natural source of oh God, I can't even pronounce that word right now, so I'm not going to. You guys can look that shit up. But betaine, and these are substances that promote feelings of well-being. And they also contain high amounts of boron, and that's a trace mineral that increases the level of sex hormones in the human body. Pretty cool, guys. And Jackie, I'm just gonna go through this list, and then I figure we can comment on it. So I'll try to, hurry it up. Okay. So the next on our list is honey. So honey helps heal the sacral chakra, and this is located at the navel and is always represented in hues of orange. So the sacral chakra is associated with all things emotional and creativity. And so a healthy sacral chakra always aids control and balance in one's life. Honey also helps heal the third eye And the third eye is located, as you would suspect, in the middle of the head or brow, and is usually represented by indigo, by the color indigo, excuse me. And it's all, it's all about the seat of the wisdom, that we possess, and insight. And it also helps to keep things in perspective. So it's not too hard to understand why honey has been considered an aphrodisiac for centuries. So the word honeymoon actually stems from the hope of a sweet marriage, right? Some say honey is comes from an ancient European customs, or honey's romance comes from ancient European customs, where newly married couples actually drank mead, which is, and I love mead. If you guys haven't tried it, it's a fermented beverage made with honey. My mom, actually, this is a side note, but she worked at the Renaissance Festival for like 20 years. And so I'm very familiar with mead. So they would drink this until the first moon of their new union. So how beautiful. I love that ritual. Um, let's see what else with honey. So according to old French wives' tales, if a bee sting was supposedly like being given a shot of pure aphrodisiac. And honey also contains boron, which, regulates hormone levels and stuff like that. So it's also a symbol of fertility and procreation in certain cultures. And I also believe that, bees and honey were gifts from, the interdimensionals or the extra dimensionals, or, other, species from other planets, honestly. Uh, there's a gift to us to help us center. And the avocado is next on our list. This is number 3. And the avocado helps the heart chakra, which is connected to our compassion, love, and establishes our self-worth. So the heart chakra is represented by both the color pink and green. Okay. And so it is the emotional, let me see, hold on. Emotional abuse and heartbreak can wound the heart chakra. So for those of you going through a breakup right now, get you some avocados. So this is an interesting fact. When Montezuma shared avocados with Cortez and his fellow conquistadors, the Aztecs explained that the name actually, and I'm gonna see if I can pronounce this. It's Huscata. It also actually means testicle. And for our Spanish listeners out there, please don't laugh at my pronunciation, okay? But it so the name came not only from the physical appearance, but also from their ability to incite sexual passion. So the Aztecs believed that the aphrodisiac power of the avocado, that they would not allow virginal women to leave the house while they were being harvested. That's pretty crazy. So when let's see, what is this? The King Louis XIV found his aging libido in need of reviving, he turned to the avocado for help, and he nicknamed the fruit. And I'm not going to butcher the French language as well today, so he nicknamed it the good pear. I love that, the good pear. So avocados are, of course, rich in vitamin E. This boosts the immune system, and they help give your skin a youthful appearance. So the last of our list of aphrodisiac foods today is one of my favorites, artichokes. So artichokes also help open the heart chakra, and ignite emotional as well as physical healing. Fresh artichokes are the most nutritious, okay, guys? And for a lot of us, we see just like the heart of artichoke in a can or something like that. You really want to get the fresh ones for, the full nutritional and aphrodisiac quality. And they're only available for a short time in the spring, which makes them even more, just delectable and because it's not like you can get them all day, every day, right? So in Greek mythology, um, it says that Zeus was responsible for the creation of the artichoke. And it says that after being rejected by a beautiful young woman, Zeus turned his object of affection into a thorny and difficult artichoke. It's tough on the outside and soft on the inside. Artichokes are well versed in the game of hard to get, which I think that maybe I'm kind of like an artichoke. I don't know. Anyways, so let's see, anything else? They're definitely packed with antioxidants. And actually a French writer and sexologist, this is Dr. Nicholas Venete, reported that Swedish women who were feeling neglected in the bedroom would serve their husbands artichokes in an effort to increase their desire and stamina. Now, before I open it up to you, Jackie, I do just have to tell our audience, be careful with the power of aphrodisiacs when serving them to a partner or, someone that you hope to be your partner. Because what happened to me once, I was dating this guy, and I decided that I was going to, serve him fresh artichokes to help, with the romance and passion, right? And so the best way to cook the artichoke is, you're going to just trim some of the outer leaves, of course, wash it. You're going to trim the outer leaves, and then you're just going to put it in a nice bath of boiling, of water, and let it come to a boil. Sometimes people can, will put herbs in the water. You can try throwing some, rosemary, thyme, whatever you want in the water. And so you're going to boil it until you can take one of the leaves and it will pull off pretty easily. I don't know the exact amount of time. You guys can look that up. That's why we love Google. But anyways, so, and then you're going to serve it with like a really good garlic butter, and you can just make that pretty easily yourself. And you want the garlic butter to be nice and warm, and then you take the a leaf of the artichoke, you put it in the garlic butter, and then you're going to actually kind of bite off the artichoke meat that's at the inside part of the leaf. And you don't want to eat the outer because it's still pretty tough, but you get that nice, wonderful inside. And it's just, honestly, it's almost, it's like seductive just to even eat an artichoke in that way. So anyways, I made my guy at the time this delectable aphrodisiac, and I feel that it worked too much because he ended up becoming extremely jealous of me. Not jealous, but like this is what happened. So one night I came home, I was in grad school at the time, and he's like sitting in this corner, and he pulls out, and this is, you guys know, I guess I'm a little cray cray, but I'm going to tell this anyways on my podcast. So he pulls out a pair of my underwear, but it was like brand new underwear, and I had a friend of mine, and we used to give each other gag gifts. And so she had given me this pair of like really fancy frilly, like a G-string, and I'm like, I'm more down with like, boxer briefs and a fucking G-string. That's just me. And so it was a gag gift, and so I had left the tags on, but I ended up just, I had it. And so he pulled out this underwear, and he was like, I like you didn't get home, on time. And I started looking through your drawers, and I found this. And are you cheating on me? And he just became so possessive. And I mean, we ended up breaking up the next day. But I felt like, because I had given him those artichokes like just like probably a few weeks before. And so in my head I was like, oh my God, like he just got so passionate and just crazy, almost. So just be careful out there, guys, for you.
Yeah, worked a little too good for you.
Yeah, for who you're feeding these aphrodisiacs to. Do a background check first. Okay. So Jackie, did these foods resonate with you? What's been your experience?
Honestly, if I had to put a thought in my mind of like foods that were aphrodisiacs, not one of these would have been where my mind went to. So I was really interested to hear about each one of them and the different effects they have, and especially with honey, because I do know that honey is considered to be one of the most high vibrational foods, or the highest vibrational food that's out there. And it was just really interesting. But no, I have no experience with aphrodisiac foods whatsoever. And I think oysters is the only one that I had ever really heard of people using commonly. Like, I know they always use strawberries with champagne, but I didn't know that was a specific, because of it was an aphrodisiac whatsoever. So yeah, it was really fascinating to hear, and possibly interesting to try. So, you could do this with yourself then?
Yes,
like
absolutely.
women alike, or?
Yeah, and so, definitely for, kind of inner sexual healing, I would suggest that our listeners, it's about treating yourself, and I actually picked foods that weren't as well known to be an aphrodisiac, because we've all heard of the oysters and dark chocolate, and so I wanted to give our listeners just, some lesser known ones to try. But I gave you guys, just some real simple recipes to do with the beets, and we all know how to eat strawberries. And you can figure out what to do with your avocados. But I would definitely pick maybe one or two off the list, or other foods that you find sensual, because there's so many foods out there. I just did the top 5 for me. And just give yourself a night of relaxation. I mean, give yourself a candlelit dinner for one, right? And allow the foods to, heal those energy points as you eat. And you can also put on some nice calming music that just makes you feel like you are embodying the best version of yourself, and you just give yourself that inner love that you need. Yeah, so absolutely, this can also of course be for a candlelit dinner of 2 when you guys are ready, because I know that those of you out there that are healing from sexual trauma, that this process can take years, really. I mean, I know it's taken me years. I mean, I also 100% believe in spontaneous healing. It's just up to you. I know for this stubborn ass Leo, it has taken me a minute, but try it out. I would love
to get to the point where I am ready to begin to look into this stuff, which is kind of where I feel like I am at presently. So it's interesting how we always seem to do these topics and it has some resonance to a current challenge, or I wouldn't even want to say challenge, a current, energy that I'm working with.
Yes, I love that. And way to catch that, because we were just talking about, just being so aware of the words that, we use to describe our healing journey. And I love, like, instead of struggling, like navigating through,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's really
Yeah.
important that we speak the words, that we're bringing in positive energy with what we're saying. And I think I've been more cognizant on that a lot. And I'm just so fascinated by some of these things. I'm definitely going to try the beets. I have heard really positive things about beets in general. So that'll
Yes.
be probably the one that I'm going to tackle here first. And then I'll get some honey because I do really like honey. And it's one that would be easily integrated back into my diet.
Yes, yes. I put it in my tea every day. And and I'd love to hear from our audience, guys. Like, if y'all try any of these foods, or if you have other, foods that are, more readily available in your culture, I would love for y'all to comment and let us know what you do for your, healing. So there's, all different ways that we can begin to heal sexually. And another important way is with somatic yoga. So, because the term somatics has really become a buzzword in the healing world, and excuse me, in the healing world, but some people still don't understand what the definition is. We think it's important to just kind of define the word first. So, the way the dictionary defines somatics is relaxing the body, especially as distinct from the mind. However, we pretty much can't do an episode of Sex, Drugs, and Spirituality without mentioning our wonderful Dr. Peter Levine, the forefather of somatic experiencing. And so he says that we should never exclude the mind in any conversation regarding the body. He goes on to say, what we are working towards is correcting the over reliance on the mind as the solution to reclaim our happiness, health, and soul. He says Descartes' error, famously, I think, therefore I am, when the better idea is to seek out and utilize the wisdom of the body along with the mind. And so, maybe it's I think and feel, therefore I am. So they both work together in harmony. So, another way to look at this, rather than trying to resolve the trauma through talk therapy, which is a top down approach and can sometimes be re traumatizing. And I know this, my God, from experience. Somatic therapy does the opposite by working through the body first to help reprogram the mind. This is a bottom up approach to healing. So the aim with somatic experiencing is to access the body memory of the event. It's not about the story. It's about, how the body remembers that story, and then work to heal and release the embodied traumatic patterns. And so now I'll turn it over to Jackie about this wonderful way to heal, to begin to heal sexually.
Thank
Jackie?
you. And friends, as you know, we are practitioners, but we are also still healing. And This is a step that I am taking currently now in my trauma journey. Is I'm ready to take a step into trauma-informed yoga. And it really is a safe haven for healing. Trauma-informed yoga stands for a compassionate and sensitive approach to the yoga practice. It's specifically designed to accommodate individuals who have experienced trauma. This practice is grounded in the principles of safety. It fosters empowerment and choice. And it often leads to this beautiful healing sanctuaries for those who are really looking to reclaim their bodies and their minds. And this is exactly where I feel that my journey is starting. And I love this podcast because you guys really get to come along with us. We've come a long way, but we are never done healing ourselves. And we're really becoming more informed ourselves on these topics and realizing where we may have been lacking in our connection to our body and ourselves. And
amen. A woman.
Yeah. So when we're using trauma-informed healing and yoga to facilitate sexual healing, it is really, especially when it's linked to, say, sexual assault or sexually abuse, this can severely disrupt our relationship with our body and our sexuality. As we've discussed, you guys have heard us, we may have re-traumatized ourselves immensely by
a little bit.
by going through the details of our early childhood experiences. But trauma-informed yoga acts as a bridge to healing. So providing a safe and nurturing space where individuals could learn to gently explore their body and our sensations with proper boundaries while we're learning to build this emotional landscape. And through the guided poses and the breath work with meditation by yourself, or you can choose to foster and look into a practitioner that can help connect you to that deeper sense of connection as you learn to re-trust your body. And especially if you're coming from a place of dissociation where you've never really had feelings like that. I myself have gone and sourced out a local practitioner, and I'm so excited because the synchronicities of how it all came to be and whatnot, and I won't go into the total details about it, but turns out the lady that I was hoping to work with does not currently take individual women clients. So she's working with men and couples. And she happened to be somebody that was working online, but she has referred me to somebody who actually does in-person coaching here in the same city that I live in. So it helps me with two things: getting out into the community, which I've really been wanting to do, and as well as, working towards taking this step on my own healing journey. So I'm pretty excited about it. And we'll continue really to tell you about it for sure as we go on. But I mean, it's perfect that we're doing this episode now. We never plan these things this way, guys. It just works out beautifully.
It's the beautiful synchronicities is what it is. It's almost like, like we'll plan to like the topic of a podcast, and then we're both like, it's like it comes to us to like we're going through that same issue, or that's not issue, but we're navigating through, as we're talking about it with you guys. I mean, it's such a beautiful synchronicity, Jackie.
It is. And maybe so Great Spirit is giving us these topics as we check it off our list one by one as we move forward. But I love it that way. It keeps life interesting for sure. And I'm going to experience everything that this world has to offer. I'm not going to be limited by an experience that no longer shall have any effect on my body going forward. And as we talked about earlier with the aphrodisiac, I was really thinking of a way to kind of combine these two and really utilize the sensual power of aphrodisiacs with the therapeutic benefits of trauma-informed yoga. So this also looking towards a more holistic path to sexual healing. And this synergy doesn't only address the physical aspects of sexual healing, but also will help you navigate the emotional and physiological terrain as you are learning anew about who you are as a sexual being. I like to kind of give an outline of how you can break this down for yourself. I take baby steps. I am not somebody who is ready to jump off the bridge. I'm doing my journey by myself. Like I said, I have a practitioner, but I'm not doing it with a partner. I'm really comfortable, or really working to be fully comfortable within my own skin before I, explore any of this stuff with a partner. But so we do, like I said, start small. We want to start by introducing some natural aphrodisiacs into our diet, or exploring the basis of trauma-based yoga informed poses. So if you guys don't have anybody that you're working with, you can Google it. There is great stuff on YouTube. There is an abundance of resources at your fingertips that are free. So you do not have to pay for a practitioner. That's where I'm at. That's not necessarily where you're at. Don't judge yourself based on somebody else's experiences. You take what you need and you make it work for you.
Yes. Can I interject here, Jackie?
Yeah,
just
please.
really quick. That I agree with Jackie 100% that, kind of judging yourself by someone else's experiences can really, be a disservice to growth. And I know that for me, when I started just trying out some somatic yoga poses, it includes a lot of hip openers. And I just YouTubed somatic yoga, and I found several different people. I cannot remember their names at the top of my head. So practitioners out there, I apologize for not giving you a little shout out, but I did find one lady, and I just, in the comfort of my home, where I felt safe and secure, because some of the poses, you might not feel comfortable doing in a group with people, plus the fact that when you're doing these poses, I know for me, and Jackie, I'd love to hear your experience on this. The first time that I tried to do some of these somatic yoga poses on my own, I mean, it brought out it was like I had stuck emotion like in my hips, just like Dr. Peter Levine, talks about, with how trauma crystallizes, like really crystallizes in the body, and as it was coming out, I just started crying, and there was all, like some shaking, and just, I just started crying, and it wasn't like a specific thing or a memory that I was crying about. It was just like this release, and so
and
first,
that's true. There are the different ways. Like sometimes you can be in a pose and holding a pose long enough that you do get brought back to a specific memory, and that brings out emotion. And sometimes it comes later on in the week, or you'll notice yourself kind of slowly releasing throughout the week. And it just really depends on, each practice is different, each emotion is different. So it's really exactly understanding and paying attention to your body, which is the next step when you're working with this, because you really need to start to be aware of what your limits are. We're not trying to, like I said, jump off of a cliff here. We're taking our time, taking it step by step, because we have gone through enough trauma. We do not want to re-traumatize ourselves. So
absolutely
having that sense of awareness, and where you are with yourself, and it is okay to sit there and bawl your freaking eyes out. That is what is healing you.
You gotta feel it to heal it, guys.
Yeah, not everybody cries, but if you can and it comes out, allow it to, because that is what is processing those emotions. So if you do need help, then you do want to look for some professional guidance. And if you're dealing with some deep-seated trauma, so we do want to take support from many instructors. It can be therapists. There are holistic approaches. There are more modern approaches that you could use your benefits from work. So it's really up to you and where you're at and where you feel comfortable. And that's the most important thing, that you're really kind of understanding where you're at and what level you're ready to step into it. Because I'm telling you guys, as soon as I set the intention the other day that I'm going to be working on this, I'm going to be focusing on this area, and like all of a sudden things are like turning on, and I'm like, okay, was I ready for all this feeling yet? Okay, like
Right.
now let's start to integrate that. Like it's, it's a new feeling. It wasn't always natural feeling for me. So let me integrate that before I take the next step and set another intention, and then piece it out like that, because I'm not ready to just have all of a sudden all this feeling and not know what to do with it all. Like I need my coffee with a little milk, as they say. So hopefully you have got a lot of information here on how you can begin to start this process for yourself if you're there. If you do have a partner to share in this journey with you, I would highly recommend trying it out, seeing if it's something that can enhance your relationship and bring in that deeper level of not sex, emotion, right? This intimate connection with a partner. I like to believe it would feel transcended if you can get to that place of that, two souls equally vibrating at the same level. And it's a beautiful thing. I'm working for it. So if you're lucky enough to have a partner that's interested in doing that, I know that there's a lot of classes you can take together in local cities, and definitely look into that if that is something that might benefit you in your journey. But thoughts, Elizabeth? I know you have done a lot of somatic work, but maybe not necessarily towards this part, but please.
Right. So I do a lot of body movement, body meditation. So where I'm at in my healing journey is that I have gotten to where I am tuning more to my body's needs. And I'm noticing that my body, is like, I mean, listen, guys, I have been literally holding that energy of fight, flight, freeze since I was probably in my early teens, or maybe even like 7, 8, 9, and so I'm almost 50. And I have been working with a trauma-informed therapist for the last like 4 years. And but this is like, just like Jackie said, listen to the body, and I mean, the clearer you get with, cultivating your own intuition with what your body needs, but for me, like, I like to move when I'm doing meditation. I like to move, and so, for me, like, meditation is all about mindfulness, right? So it's not like you have to be crisscross applesauce all the time. And so I will just do like a slow kind of dance poses mixed in with, because I took ballet for about 10 years when I was a kid. So I'll mix like kind of ballet poses with yoga, and, hold it and breathe into it. And like I said, when, especially with those hip openers, they definitely release, energy. And I mean, I cry through some of my yoga classes,
I have taken a girlfriend to a yin yoga class, and we only hold the poses there for 3 to 5 minutes. And she was in tears, and she was not expecting it. It brought up a passing even of an animal. So it was, sometimes even just quieting your body down that much is very abnormal in the hustle and bustle of the world that we live in. So it can really bring up a lot of stuff, and just be mindful of it and release it. Acknowledge that it's there. It was being held, and thank your body for holding it, for keeping you safe. It's a way your body is keeping you safe from having to re-feel that pain, but it's ready to come out. And just acknowledge that, like, that's the point of these exercises and the breath work. And I'm definitely gonna keep you guys informed on my journey. There's nothing we're not willing to talk about here, and women inherently don't talk enough about the challenges that they have achieving, I guess, gratification.
Yeah. There we go.
Gratification.
Say that 3 times fast.
Yeah. And I'm at a place, I'm old enough now that I am ready to ask for what I want in life. I just need to figure out what it is. I can't ask for what I don't know, so I got to figure that out first. And I'm happy to be on this journey with you guys, especially you, Elizabeth.
Yes, I'm so happy. I mean, it's just, I'm so filled with, just being thankful and grateful, Jackie, that you're in my life and that we get to walk this healing path together, and, also help other, clients heal, and you guys out there, healers are still healing themselves. I also wanted to touch on what Jackie said about, just like our body has been protecting ourselves. And so I love the idea of your body will let you know, like you will see it or feel it when you're ready to see it and feel it. And so know that if you're even listening to this podcast, it means that you are gaining an awareness of, your body and how it interacts with your emotions and your mind. So guys, like I always say, just be gentle with this process. Be gentle and just love yourselves, and know, it's cheesy to say, but hey, Rome was not built in a day, guys, so easy does it, right?
No truer words. No truer words. Well, thank you so much, Elizabeth. And we got a lot of good information out of today's episode. So this is going to be one I'm going to file away and make sure to come back to you in a little while when I'm ready to branch out into some of these extra foods that you had provided for us. But I do want to thank each and every one of you for joining us today as we discussed how certain foods in combination with somatic yoga can greatly assist us as we process our healing journey. Your comments and perspectives are always important to us, so we want you to reach out. If you have questions, if you have a topic for us to explore on the show, you can just send us an email at sexdrugsandspiritualitypodcast@gmail.com.
And if you'd like to contact us about our individual client offerings, please click the link in our description. And guys, be sure to mention that you heard about us on Spotify. And we look forward to connecting with our spiritual community at 11:11 p.m. EST every Saturday on Spotify to explore and integrate the shadow side of our reality.
Love and light, friends.
Love and light, guys.
Sex, Drugs, and Spirituality Podcast. Elizabeth Maria, Unlimited LLC. And Jackie Lyons of Akashic Energy Healing is not responsible nor liable for any advice, course of treatment, diagnosis, or any other information, services, or products that you obtain through this website.